I'm Jon Marshall, and we're Suncoast NPI ITV, and we're coming at you now. Good morning, everybody. I'm Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI, and we're coming at you live with Suncoast NPI TV. And it's the last business day of the first quarter of the year. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. The year's already flying by. Actually, some of our chapters, we just did a reset because we do education moments in our referral chapters, and we just did a reset on goal setting. But we can talk about that later. We're just gonna flow with it today. You know why? Because I just have to be real with you for a minute. You know, I'm all about dreaming big and being fired up and being motivated, but I have to tell you, there's some people on the set, they're going to love what I'm getting ready to say. My Seminoles are out of the big dance as of last night. I am so bummed out, but hey, that's not what we're here today. I'm fired up because we're coming at you live, Suncoast NPI TV, and Jon Marshall, I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI, and if you don't know, if you're hearing this for the first time, it's pretty simple. What we are as an organization is a locally owned, and that's me, world-class, seat-specific referral networking organization with a community look and feel. You're probably like scratching your head, what the heck does that mean? All you need to know, if you're a business professional out there, is that we're not a leads group, we're a referral. So we're passing real business with each other every single time we meet, when we have multiple chapters that meet on a weekly basis. And the other thing is that we're a seat-specific organization. And that means if you're a realtor, you come in, you lock out your competition, and you're surrounded with 20+ like-minded business professionals that are there to lift you up, build you up, and grow your business in more ways than just money. But let's just bring it down. We're doing this TV show, and I can't be more psyched that we're bringing this medium called TV. We're the only organization out there that's doing it, by the way. And why is that? I don't know. A lot of different reasons why. First of all, John Gaston is the owner of this organization, and he's a freaking rock star. Look at this set. I don't even have the jacket on. They make it look like I have a jacket on. It's crazy. I just walk in here in a pair of flip-flops and shorts, and I look like $1 million. Thank you, John Gaston. I appreciate it. And if you guys are liking what you're seeing, come to NPI. This is a value add for your membership. You get to come on. You're going to hear from Chris Ritacca with Wealth Advisors Who Care in a little bit. You're going to hear from Mr. Ben Coughanour with Mangrove Realty, and then we got a really special set. It's going to be Ben Coughanour and Bobby Paolini, and if you know them, they're two realtors. They're going to be sitting at the table at the same time. Mind blown, and they're going to rock your world. But I've got you for a few minutes, so put on your seatbelt. We're ready to go. I'm pretty fired up today, even though my Noles did lose. But hey, Sweet 16 2 years in a row, not too bad for football school. Hey, don't go there, people. Don't light up my inbox. We'll be back there too, don't you worry. All right, so Jon Marshall, who is this guy? Who is this guy that's talking? All right, so I've been 20+ years tech background in San Francisco and New York before we moved here. My lovely wife, hey Amanda, if you're watching, we're 21 years married this June, and I definitely won't forget that anniversary day, which I think it's the 20th. Yes, it's the 20th. And 21 years. We moved here 9 years ago to slow down and focus and raise our kids. They are now, soon to be in 2 weeks, 14 and 12. My son Daniel and my daughter Haley. So if you think we slowed down, we have. But listen to this. I've been told, as we talk about a business front, I've been told that, who is this guy Jon Marshall? This guy Jon Marshall, he is an energizing entrepreneur who enables greatness, profitability, and abundance in others. And that's just what I bring to the table, but I have to tell you, it's not me. I don't get this energy just from me waking up, taking my CBD oil, which we'll talk about. That's a whole different lane. You hear that, Liz Lopez? We're going to talk some lanes today. You inspired me yesterday. I appreciate you. And but actually, where I get my energy and fuel from is from my relationship with Jesus Christ. And that's who I am at the end of the day. I am all about a triangle. It's my relationship with Christ, my wife, Amanda, my son and daughter, Daniel and Haley, and everything else underneath that. And it flows that way. When it flows that way, I bring energy into every lane that I have, whether my spiritual, my marriage, my relationship as a husband, as with my friends and with my kids, but also with my businesses. And if you don't know this, I own Suncoast NPI, but I also happen to be either owned or fully vested in 4 companies. So I'll walk down that lane real quick just to paint the picture for you. And so one of those lanes, I really like the consumable area because you consume it, guess what? They need more. So I just brought something, and this is really just for, you know, if you get, I don't know if we can do a close-up, John. Are we able to do a close-up? Give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm putting him on the spot. He doesn't like me when I do that. But this is going to go old school. This is a private label bottle of wine. I have johnswine.com. We're like the 6th largest wine club in America. That's a razor blade theory. I love multiple streams of income. That's easy. But we do private label bottles of wine anywhere from sports, weddings, or whatever. And the juice is great. The winery's out of Napa. The winery's out of Napa, California. And it's awesome. So that's one lane that I run in. But I have to tell you, that takes up probably about 2% of my business time, if that. But it's a multiple stream of income. Another one is a little thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting talked to there we go. There's the wine. I'm getting talked to in the ear. This is really cool. Thank you, John. Thanks for making me look good. And then, hey, look at this. Yep, I'll do it the right way sooner or later. Oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? All my Florida State boys know this because that was a private label wine I gave to them when we were all hanging out in Pasadena back when we were rocking it at FSU. But hey, that's one lane. That's John's wine. Another lane that Jon Marshall's involved with is Viseo. And if you haven't heard of Viseo yet, put on your seatbelts, folks, because this company has been around 2 years as of this May. We've done $70 million to date. And debt-free, building up teams there, and we're in the nutritional health and wellness business. You can find us at teammarshall.viseo.com. And you see this right there, CBD, it's gold. And that's, I'm sorry, Amanda, I brought the cream up here. I know you worked out this morning and you could use it for your knees, and I apologize. I didn't mean to snag it. And yes, I didn't work out this morning because I was up late pouting with the Knowles, but we don't want to hang there because we were bringing a professional show. So that's another lane. If you're interested to get healthier or you're interested to grow a business and open up a multiple stream of income, talk to me. But let's get to why we're here. Suncoast NPI ITV. My third lane is an education company, and that happens to be called Edgenovo. I have a business partner. His name is Rob Sloan. Hey, Rob, what's up, brother? You need to get on the show soon. Come talk about Edgenovo. I can't keep doing this all myself. I'm getting hot. I'm getting fired up. This is great today. And I feel like I'm in preaching mode. So, but Edgenovo, what we're all about, we bring actionable business content to your desktop. So what does that mean? The actionable business content is focused on 4 business niches. 1 is sales best practices. 2 is marketing best practices. 3 is business operations best practices. And 4th and finally is business networking best practices. Why am I bringing all this up? I just want to let you know that anything I get involved with, and we're going to talk about Suncoast NPI, I promise, in the next minute, is all I want to do is take it to the top. And as long as I'm in that lane, right, Liz Lopez? Liz Lopez, if you don't know Liz M. Lopez with KMA Network, you need to check them out. And again, going back to the abundance thinking, they're another networking organization. Why would I be talking about another networking organization on my TV show with my networking organization? Because we have an abundance mindset. Liz has abundance mindset. I have abundance mindset. And we're here to make this thing called Tampa Bay the rock star networking community that it is. She's more heavily focused on education and bringing classes to you. There's one coming up, actually. I'll even look it up, Liz. It's in my notes right here. April 19th, how to Google my business at the Daytech Center. There you go, Liz. I love you. I'm going to try to be there, but it's Good Friday, so I'm not sure. Hopefully, I'm going to have my feet in my toes in the sand on the other coast. But Edgenovo. So we bring this content every Monday morning to all my Suncoast NPI members as a value add to their membership. So another just little perk to be an NPI. Rob and I have it as a separate business. We actually have customers that pay for this content, that use it as an email marketing, email nurturing, stay in front of their prospects, stay in front of their customers, and keep them top of mind with this professional content that we create, we curate, we develop, and we send it out. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what Edge Nova is doing. And you guys have seen me for a little while. We rebranded it. We're already at 2 minutes. Oh my goodness. And Suncoast NPI, let's talk about that. So what I want to talk about today on NPI, we're a referral company, right? We're not a leads company. 2018, you guys are leaning in. You guys need to go and hashtag free meal. If you want to get around like-minded business professionals and grow your business and grow you personally, hop into one of these chapters. Come as my guest. Throw out hashtag free meal, and breakfast and lunch is on me. All right? So why would you want to do that? We passed 1,869 referrals last year. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to the bottom line? That was equivalent to $1,879,883 in people's pockets. We're not talking inflated numbers. I sold a $500,000 house, so I'm putting in $500,000 close. We're not your granddaddy's networking organization. We don't roll that way. We're talking about money that's in your pocket, money that you are taking home and that you're giving back into the community to make this a better place to live, work, eat, and play. And that's why my lovely wife and I moved here from San Francisco to do that. So that's probably the biggest reason I bought NPI, because we use it as a conduit to give back to the community. Last 2 years, we're talking 15,000 hours. Me and my members have poured back into the community, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth next week. And so we got 30 seconds. I'm going to tee up some folks here, but I tell you what, let me end with this dream aspect. Winners dream big. This comes from a study, a Bible study, believe it or not, that we just wrapped up. Winners dream big. Even if our dreams do not come true, they still sustain us to catapult us to where God wants us to be. I believe God places dreams inside of us that are meant to become the language of our life and the lyrics within our hearts. Even creation is hoping that we discover those dreams and live them out. I encourage you to come see us. And we love you. Suncoast NPI. When we pull together, we all win.
NPI.
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 NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Coughanour with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. I'm a residential realtor, and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room, and what that has related to over the last year is related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
Hey, it's Jon Marshall at Suncoast NPI. We're actually doing some improv. We're doing some improv here right now. We got some mics going on. It's great. We have Chris Ritacca coming at us live. Chris Ritacca is with Wealth Advisors Who Care, and we're talking about Suncoast NPI. So like what we said earlier, we're a seat-specific world-class referral networking organization with a community look and feel. And so as the owner, I am so much more interested in the member than the membership check. It's seat specific, so we're looking for people that are rock stars at what they do. Mr. Ritacca is definitely that. We look for people that have a servant's heart, and I know he's that. And maybe we can talk about something we did last week together at an event, and then that it's committed to the commitment to make these chapters thrive. So Chris, I'm delighted that you're actually here today. I've gotten to know you and your wife and your boy, your 14-year-old son, and you're an awesome man, and I'm delighted to have you as a member. But everybody out here doesn't know you. So I tell you what, we're on Suncoast NPI ITV. This is your time.
Great.
So why don't we just tell the audience, who's this guy, Chris Ritacca?
Absolutely. Thank you, John, for having me today. You know, I'm super excited to be here. Give you a little bit about my background. I was raised 20 minutes outside of Chicago, so grew up, born and raised there, went to a lot of Cubs games. And when I went off to school, I went out west a little bit, not as far as you, but out to Boulder, and spent some time out there, met a lot of great friends, and graduated and went on to start my career out there. Went back to Chicago for a little bit, and then came back to Florida through a firm I used to work with in 2010 to be a little bit closer to my parents. Yeah, it's great. As you mentioned, I have a 14-year-old. I also have a 9-month-old, so I stay pretty busy,
Yes,
and
you do.
as well as my lovely wife Annie. So you know, I'm very blessed, very blessed indeed.
Amen to that. It was a delight to meet Andy actually last week.
Absolutely.
So that was really cool. And you just mentioned Chicago. I love Chicago and Boulder. Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
I could go to Red Rocks right now and go see Dave Matthews.
Right? Doesn't matter. It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good wherever you are.
That's right. Yeah.
So two great places. So thanks for that. So let's walk down the street and walk into your company.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about your company.
Sure. Well, prior to founding,
I'm sorry. That's my fault. I tell you what, before we even get there, how about we go to how you got to where you are today?
Sure. Yeah, I love improv, so this is good. Prior to founding Wealth Advisors Who Care, with my business colleague and friend and godfather to my son Tony Adamo, I started my career, as I mentioned, in financial services, working at a firm. At the time it was called Janus. Today it's called Janus Henderson. Those were kind of during the go-go years, the tech bubble. So I did that for a period of time, and you know, really started my passion for investments and helping people. So just getting the feel of you know, how you can change somebody's life just by making a decision, and really changing the course of events for not only their life but generations to come. So I worked for a firm not everyone's familiar with. It's called TIAA. That's a Fortune 100 financial services organization for 10 years. I started actually at the bottom there, entering applications in the computer. So you know, just a 9-to-5 grind, and I was able to work my way up over a course of 10 years to become a financial advisor with them. So it was really a great experience. I learned a lot, and was able to you know, to get my licenses, Series 7, 63, 65, life, health, variable annuity, and then I recently got my accredited investment fiduciary AIF designation. So I'm able to be held to a higher standard than, say, your average broker.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, so you definitely walk the walk. You know, You didn't come in with a silver spoon.
No.
You worked it and earned your way there. So
very proud of that.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. Thanks for teeing that up. So let's Wealth Advisors Who Care. Let's spend some time there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So as I mentioned, my partner Tony and I, we are actually having our 1-year anniversary March. So this month, and it's our birthday. We're very excited to celebrate that.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
And I have the honor of knowing Tony as well. You guys are a rock star team.
Yeah, he's an excellent individual. So as part of our mission, though, we really focus on strengthening and securing the 4 pillars of financial wellness, and that's asset risk management, income planning, incapacity planning, and legacy planning, right? So those are the 4 keys that we kind of address in every one of our meetings. So we have over 40 years of experience, Tony and myself together, and so we bring the breadth of everything we've experienced in the financial service industry to bear to help our clients. So, really what's at the core of it is working with our clients and understanding what their dreams are, what their aspirations, and tailoring their plan to exactly what they want to do. It's kind of analogous to fast food financial planning versus fine dining. Wealth Advisors Who Care would be the fine dining as opposed to fast food financial planning, right? It's not cookie cutter. It's tailored to each individual client, and each plan is different.
Yeah. Do you want to dive into that a little bit further? Like really, truly, what differentiates you?
Sure. I mean, from the time we sit down with our clients, we don't have time constraints, right? So we'll take as long as it takes to get to understand what their challenges are, what their dreams are, what their hopes are. I've had people tell me that their aspirations, everything from bouncing their last check to leaving a foundation or an endowment. So, we work everywhere in between there, really just to help, achieve that. And if it's not attainable, we can work towards some sort of middle ground, right? So not everything is always accessible to the client in terms of their dreams, but we'll get you as close as we can. And it's not a one-time process. So really, what we do every year, we're meeting with the clients, making sure that we course correct if we need to, and just making sure they're in a good space. So. It's really about the relationship, right?
Gotcha.
So spending time with the clients, making sure they know they're not just a number, and we really do care. That's why we named the company what we did.
Yeah, it's perfect. Wealth Advisors Who Care, if you guys don't remember. And again, Chris and Tony are the owners of Wealth Advisors Who Care. And again, I'm delighted you're here. So what about something, I'm actually curious. What are you most proud of, Chris?
Yeah, I know we have a time limit here, but I would say in general, I'm most proud of, just where I am in life, the ability that I was able to overcome some challenges and really, end up where I am. Very blessed, as I mentioned, with my family, to have my 2 children, my wife, and be close to my parents. So just being able to overcome a lot of adversity in my life and really just keep going. I think, that's an attribute that I hope I can pass on to my children. And, if we had an hour or 2, I would go into, more detail.
We can bump all these guys. Let's just do it.
Yeah,
this
all
is
right.
fun.
We can spend all time here. That's great. No, but I think priority-wise, I'm really focused on just raising the best children I can, making them members of society that contribute, give back. When you say have a servant's heart, that's key to a lot of things that we do, and just good people, right? The world needs more of that today.
Amen to that, Mr. Ritacca. Yeah, I appreciate it. We have a lot of similarities, sir.
Absolutely.
So, what are some of your goals? What are some of your current goals that you have in front of you?
Yeah, so I would say that when I sit down with a client, my biggest goal is, number one, to listen and educate, right? So when you think about my industry, financial planning, there's a lot of misinformation out there. You'll hear a tidbit, whether it's on, a business news network or read in the paper, and it really is not meant for everyone. And so, you can take a piece of information that may be partially true and apply it to your individual situation, and it can be 100% wrong. So, explaining, educating, that's really at the heart of what we do. That's why when I say, sitting down with your clients, making sure that you spend as much time as necessary so that they feel comfortable is paramount to everything we do. I would just say that, helping them make the best decision at the end of the day, that's why I get up and do what I do. So when I know that I can change somebody's life for the better, and they can walk out of there having, a good sense of, I'm in a good spot right now, and I'm comfortable with where I am in my retirement, that makes me feel good, and that's really why I do what I do.
Gotcha. That's well said. I appreciate you sharing that. How about just diving in, maybe something to your memory banks on maybe a favorite famous quote or inspirational quote, or something that pops out to you?
Yeah. So there's a lot. When I was kind of thinking about this, but I think the one that's most appropriate, was Ben Franklin, and he's credited with saying, if you don't plan, you plan to fail, right? So you've heard a couple different iterations, but at the core of it is really, you have to think about the future and plan accordingly. So that's something that's at the heart of everything we do.
Wow, very cool. I love that.
Thank you,
Mr. Franklin. Yeah, you can't go wrong with him. Hey, do you mind if we switch it over? I mean, this is your time, but would you mind sharing a little bit? I mean, this is Suncoast NPI ITV, and would you mind sharing some of your experiences? What's been your take on NPI? I didn't pay you for this, right? No,
this is
okay.
This
Are
is
you
great.
okay with this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
So,
awesome.
I got the opportunity to visit one of the chapters with Tony, and just to see the caliber of people that were there. When we talk about an extension of your team, I mean, people get a sense of who you are, and they feel comfortable working with you.
Right.
So it's really, in my opinion, the best way to have a business relationship, right? So when you think about if you need a plumber or a handyman, a lot of times people will pick up the phone book or go to the internet, and I think there's a better way to do that. It's really about relationship building. That's at the core of my business, and that's really what Suncoast NPI is about. It's about getting to know everyone in your chapter, understanding that they're quality individuals, and working with them on that basis. So after I got to sit through that meeting, I had the opportunity to join the Trinity chapter, and again, it was proven to be true. Everyone I've met up there, just tremendous individuals, and again, very blessed to be part of that, and and have lunch with you every week. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
It's been a great experience, and even to the extent of getting involved with the FCA the other day, getting to know and learn a little bit about that organization has been tremendous, and getting involved with that as well. So,
right. Yeah, because that FCA probably wouldn't have come up if we so all things. I'm waiting for a book, God Winks.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it really a coincidence?
Right.
And we have like 30 seconds. Is there anything that's just on your heart you kind of want to wrap up with and close out our time together?
I would just say, I'll kind of follow up on your last point. I don't really believe in coincidences. I believe that everything happens for a reason. So, whether it's sitting here today or, having dinner with FCA with you, or even starting my own firm with Tony. I mean, things happen for a reason, and I'm really excited to see, how many people we can help and what change we can facilitate. So
that's awesome. Suncoast NPI, when we pull together,
we all win.
NPI.
NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Coughanour with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years, and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. I'm a residential realtor, and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands, and it's not going to be a write-off, no callback, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room, and what that has related to over the last year is related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community and to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
Hey, we're back live. I'm Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. I've got not one, but 2 realtors sitting next to me, and we're a seat-specific referral networking organization, so they can never sit together in our chapters, dude. This is like mind blown. And so we have Bobby Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway. Look, these guys love each other too, because I know they have abundance mindset. Yeah, and I've just been put in my ear that I have the wrong haircut. Let's do a shave real quick. I'm ready to do it right now. We'll go bald. Hey, you guys are a delight. So the reason we're sitting here today, and I didn't introduce you, I'm sorry, Ben Coughanour with Mangrove Realty. And the reason we're sitting here today, this kind of came up, you know, we talk about CAIs, right? A crazy-ass idea. And a crazy-ass idea, we like to do crazy-ass ideas and think about it. If it's legal and morally acceptable to make our chapter, our organization, our individual self better, we are willing to try anything once, right, guys?
Absolutely.
So this came up, we were having a meeting on Monday, and the reason we're sitting here now is because we're talking about how do we grow NPI? How do we grow Suncoast NPI? How do we hashtag free meal and get more people in there? And even not beyond that, even take a step back. What's the why? Why should people even think about this? So you guys volunteered, like, I'm going to come tell about my experience and talk about just some of my pearls of wisdom. So let me just throw out a softball question. What are some of the problems that you guys see with traditional advertising and marketing today? And I'll let you guys ping-pong it.
Want me to take it? Start it off. Bobby, away.
Absolutely.
Bobby Paolini.
Thank you, sir. Well, to me, I start looking at it like a consumer. What do you see out there for things that you want to buy and do and have? It's a lot of noise. It's advertising and lights and flyers and brochures and coupons, and they're everywhere. And if you happen to grab one and patronize that person or that store, they just got lucky, really. It's oversaturated, it's noisy, and even when you get referrals on social networking, you're really not getting a real referral, because if it's coming from a stranger, then how do you know the know, like, and trust thing?
Right.
So the thing is cutting through the noise, and that's what NPI does. It strengthens relationships and lets people make good decisions for good reasons, and that's another reason why our success is so great. What about you?
I mean, I'm going to play right off just the distinction between a referral and a lead.
Please.
I've been in real estate for 10 years now. I don't know, maybe I get 40, 50 leads a week that come across my desk.
Yep.
And I put their value right around here, just above table level. But then from groups like this, like my NPI chapter, Bobby and I are both presidents in different NPI chapters. And when I get a referral, my conversion rate's maybe 80, 90%. A referral comes in, it's a warm referral, it's a warm handshake, it's somebody that's looking for help, it's somebody that I know I can help and I can provide great service. So the question is, are you a business owner? Do you want a pile of garbage leads? Or do you want a referral that you think you can actually help them and close some business together?
Yeah, well said. Well said. That's awesome. And these guys are rock stars. I mean, they're the epitome of what we're looking at as we grow our organization, right? Seat specific, so rock stars in the categories, and right here, and Servant's Heart. You guys are here today to talk about this. So thank you very much. How about this? Do you want to go down a little bit, maybe peel that onion back just a layer or two on how Suncoast NPI helps avoid some of those other traditional business owners, what problems traditional business owners deal with?
Well, it kind of goes off of what Ben was saying, because half the time that a professional meets a client, they're spending the time selling themselves.
Right.
It's a pitch, and this is why I'm so great, and just trust me. And is there really proof? No, there isn't, unless somebody you really know, like, trust, love, is referring that person. So why waste your time always selling yourself, exhausting yourself, when you can own relationships with people and they do it for you? So you're exponentially exposing yourself to other people in a way that makes you not have to sell yourself, but you're getting the job done, and you're focusing on doing your craft correctly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you want to add anything there?
He's
no
the nail on the head right there.
Yeah, and the word I love there, Bobby, was exponential, right? The exponential growth. I mean, how else can you duplicate yourself? You know, duplicate your sales team. So with that said, so a lot of people are busy. I'm too busy. I can't do this. So what would you say to a business professional out there that says they're just too busy to join Suncoast NPI?
Can I steal this one? I'm going to jump right in here.
Please.
Everybody here that's been in investment, you know the market. Anything you do in your business, you look at your ROI. What's your return on investment? And I'm going to modify that, and this is the biggest difference in my business model, is ROIT for time. It's capital T. It should be the only capital letter in that calculation. And if you can't make time to get referrals versus leads, you're never going to grow your business because you're valuing things wrong. If you have got to be able to make time. You're going to eat lunch anyways. You're going to eat breakfast anyways. You might as well sit down with 20 other business owners that are looking to grow as well, have the same mindset, and want to share referrals with you. In my opinion, it's not only the best money you can spend, but it is head and shoulders the best time you can spend.
That's awesome. You want to go there at all?
Yeah, and to me,
thank you, Ben.
Busy is a 4-letter word, right? Somebody told me once, I call it being under Satan's yoke. Like, busy is a bad thing. You want to be intentional, and we all have 24 hours in a day, right? And we happen to be top producers, very successful, so where do we find the time? And it just reminds me of a simple fact that it's like a rocking chair. You can get yourself all busy and find excuses and other things to do, and you feel like you're going somewhere, but you're really not. So the thing is, the great tragedy in life is not that you do something wrong, or you do the right thing wrong, or the wrong thing right. It's that you're often doing things really well that need not be done at all. You know, so you're wasting time. You get lost in your own fog, and time goes by, 10 years go by, and you wonder, those people might wonder why they're still in the same spot. So use your time wisely, prioritize your day, do things that are effective, and talk about things that matter to people who care, and you can do that.
That's the best metaphor I've heard. You're in a rocking chair, you're not going anywhere. You're moving fast, but you're not going anywhere.
I didn't make it up. Thank you.
I did. I'm taking it. Hey, so if I have, what do we get past that, right? So like I'm leaning in, I'm like, okay, this sounds good. If I have time to go, so we got over that hurdle, let's say, how am I going to find the time to find people to send to the other members?
That sounds like what I've heard when I'm talking to people who are considering joining. They're thinking it's like another job. It's like a concern or a fear, but they're forgetting the exponential factor or the relationship factor, and it's really duplication. It's synergistic, so you're not getting another job. You're actually the 20 people that know, like, trust, and love you in that group. As they go doing their thing, the law of attraction kicks in. Somebody's just going to say, do you happen to know anyone that you trust to sell a house? And, oh, by the way, this person. But simultaneously to all 20 of those people being your advocates, just as they go, not cold calling both for you and for them, you're also getting the resources of 20 different people. So when someone hires you, they're also hiring 20 other people to help solve their problems that may not be in line with exactly what you do. So there's absolutely no reason to think or fear that you have to do other people's jobs and try to get them referrals and just hope they give them to you. Just kind of start with where you are, with what you have, and the rest will take care of itself.
That's awesome.
I think that's well said. That's exactly it. I mean, in our seat right here, it's so easy. I get clients that are relocating. I get, right now, 2 of my favorite clients that came down from Toronto. I don't think they know very many people. So they come down, they need an interior decorator, they need lawn care, they need pool care, they need a handyman, or they need a general contractor that want to add that porch in the back. All of a sudden, I'm not out hunting for those referrals. I've got clients that I consider friends now that are just coming down from Canada. They need those resources. So A, it makes me look better as a resource. And B, now I'm helping people, and I'm helping everybody in my group with referrals as well. So the wheel spins.
Right. And then with that, I mean, we don't just accept anybody, right? You can't just stroke a check and be a member at NPI. Is that right? I don't know. I'm the owner. Is that right?
He says it all the time.
The elite.
In our category.
Yeah.
You just guessed we were rock stars, I guess.
No, you guys are. But that's what we do, you know, and that's what we, you know, we'd have a vetting process, and we look to people, to bring in people that truly are rock stars. I think that's the California vernacular in me, or the California trying to live up. But people that are really, really stinking good at what they do, right?
Absolutely.
And then have a servant's heart. Right closely behind it, if not a step ahead of it. Either, because that's a servant's heart, right? How do I give back? How can I give? Right?
I think that plays in the numbers. I know we got a couple slides queued up with some numbers.
We've got like 4 minutes. Do you want to hit some slides here,
Let's
guys?
have some slides.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go, if you don't mind, to the referral numbers slide. It's slide number 2, Johnny. And we're going to tee up the referral numbers. And if you guys see on the screen, we've got broken out referrals that were passed. We have broken out the referrals that were closed, as well as the conversion rate for each chapter. And these are 2018 numbers. Do you guys want to talk about this a little bit?
I didn't know that we had them queued up. So 2018, these are full numbers.
Yes.
And again, I'm going to take people not from column 1 referrals, but to column 3 closed percentage.
Yeah.
Again, we're going back to marketing. If you're spending money on direct mailers, do they work? Absolutely. What's the conversion rate? Optimistically, 4%.
Yeah.
What's my conversion rate on referrals that I get out of a chapter? Over 50%. There's your ROIT right there.
Yeah, agreed. You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean look at it's quality versus quantity is what we've always said. We are rock stars in our category, and I don't think I haven't closed a referral that has been sent to me from NPI members. And a lot of people would say if they want to join, maybe they've heard of other networking groups with big numbers, like 50 people. But it's not so much the quantity, it's the quality. Look, for example, NPI in general. Remember Chris Mills? We already had a transaction together. So talk about power in numbers. Yeah. Look how that works. A client of mine is also an NPI member. We list his property. Lo and behold, we have the open house. Buyers are there. And who calls me to submit an offer but my man Ben right here. So here you have one house being sold, and all 3 people involved except for his buyer are NPI members. And that wasn't staged. So awesome. We are being a rock star in that category is really how that happened. So that kind of proves to me that we do have a high quality, and it's not so much about quantity. I don't remember having a deal with any other networking type of person. So
that's really cool.
So something to be proud of.
Yeah. So we have like a minute and a half.
Let's knock out some more slides.
Let's do another slide. Let's do the next slide, Mr. Gasson, please. Slide 3, which is the referral value slide. So again, we talked about this earlier. Actually, I mentioned it earlier. Referrals, 1,869 referrals, and then the total dollar value was a little bit over, pushing 1.9 million, right? And I think that, you know, again, these are all 2018 numbers, and we track them every week. So we have them for Q1. We'll have Q1 next week, Q1 2019.
Yeah, great.
But I think I'll just tee this up, and I'll let you guys take it where you want. Those are real dollars. It's not you selling a $10 million house and we're putting up a value of $10 million. No, we're talking about money in the pocket, right? Fair?
This is,
and that's what we want to do. That's your ROI and ROIT. Those are legit numbers that you can take and spend and do your bathroom addition in your home and go, you know, make this place a better place to work, live, and play by go dispersing some funds. We got a minute. You guys talk about this. I'm
Bob,
sorry.
You want to do your numbers? I know my numbers off the bat. 2018, the chapter meant to me closed to
you personally.
Referrals. Me personally, $29,000.
$29K.
So realtors sitting out there, or viewers out there, looking at a group, what would $29,000 in income do for your business next year? That's what I say. For me, it's a no-brainer. I do a lot as a realtor to grow my business and invest, but NPI, hands down, the best ROIT that I have.
Gotcha.
I don't know my exact numbers. I'm not really a numbers guy, but I know it's over 50,000. So $50,000 in 1 year. It's a blessing because there's a lot of people in the world that don't make that in a year.
I'm going to make a note.
Especially this guy collecting membership.
NPI membership fees are going up.
They should. They absolutely should. The value's there.
That's all we do is provide value for everybody. And that's what, if I can provide a value for you and get rock stars, I mean, I don't want you guys to go. We have 10 seconds. What do you guys want to close with?
Bobby, take it away.
Well, I always say start with who you are, with what you have. Tony Shea, owner of Zappos, says do more with less.
Do more with less. Suncoast NPI. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
NPI.
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 NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Coughanour with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Paolini with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices. I'm a residential realtor, and I've been with NPI Network Professionals International for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room. And what that has related to over the last year is related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is Jon Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community and to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
I can't help to laugh, but there's all kinds of stuff going on. You guys have to come up here and see the studio. This place is amazing. The stuff that goes on behind the scenes is it's comical. But again, welcome back to Suncoast NPI TV. We actually have our last segment, and this is going to be all about Ben Coughanour with Mangrove Realty.
There, he nailed it.
Did I nail it?
Thank you so much, John.
So you're back for the second segment, but I can't thank you and Bobby both for coming on earlier and just kind of talking a little bit about your experience about NPI. But let's focus. This is about you. This is your time to talk to this audience out here for them to get to know you better. So, but I was thinking, let's do some let's have some fun. How about we do some misconceptions that are out there, and if you're cool with it, let's start with like the flippers, my lovely wife, Amanda, she loves the HGTV and like, hey, we got a new house, we got teed up and we can have a new mansion in 30 minutes. Is that fair? Can we start there?
John, thank you for having me. We'll go in order. Jeez, I enjoyed the last segment, Bobby. Super fun.
That was awesome.
I think this is my 4th shoot out here. Love it. It's a great experience up here. Let's not poke the bear on HGTV too much. They got a little bit bigger budget than me. Having said that, yes, a lot of people do get baited in. I think I've been watching too much late night TV, and so it's fresh on my mind right now. So if we got a couple minutes, I would love to talk about some of the misconceptions in real estate. So I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good run for my age.
Absolutely.
And it's cost me maybe a little bit of hair. So I like to think that came from employees before. But some of the big misconceptions out there, and the biggest one fresh in my mind, again, a combination of both HGTV TV shows and a lot of the late night TV and YouTube videos and everybody advertising, they all have the same line, right? Buy my book, pay a couple $1,000s for my program. I'm going to teach you to turn you into a real estate mogul with no money down, other people's money, fast flipping, flip, flip, flip. And it's just, unfortunately, it's just not quite there. It's not reality. I think I've actually got a slide, John, if you want to pull up a slide.
Yeah, we have the flippers flipping out slide.
So,
it's right behind us, right here.
I mean, nutshell, I'll just start at the top. TV show is 30 minutes long. If you flip a property correctly, probably going to take you from closing to purchase to closing the sale, probably about 90 days. There's a pretty big difference in reality between a 30-minute TV show and 90 minutes, 90 days of owning a house, cleaning out plumbing, redoing electric, pulling permits, redoing a roof. It's just, unfortunately, it's just not what it is. And so if you've got a background in it, is there opportunities in real estate? Absolutely. I tell people all the time, America, we make about 1,700 millionaires every day.
Wow.
Every day, we've minted 1,700 new millionaires. 9 out of 10 of those millionaires become that in real estate. A lot of that is in equity gains. So keep that in mind. Having said that,
interesting.
Real estate is a great place to invest. It's a great place to make money. It's a great way to pass on an inheritance to family members. I always say, 9 out of 10 millionaires are made millionaires in real estate. 10 out of 10 millionaires own real estate.
Wow.
So it's not that it's a bad thing. What I am saying is that if you see a too good to be true scheme, unfortunately, it probably is.
Gotcha.
So there's better ways to go about the real estate market. Chris Ritacca was on earlier, which is a great example. I always tell people if you have a financial plan and you know how you're going to work it, you know how to leverage your risk, real estate can be a great avenue to do that. I would love for you to work with an accredited investment fiduciary and know the difference for a financial planner. And they can help you formulate a plan. And there's lots of things you can do. You can consider an REIT, which is a real estate investment trust. If you've got a background in real estate and you really want to go into a rental investment market, that could be a great place to hedge against the stock market.
Gotcha.
Stock market goes up and down every day. Rental rates tend to stay here, and they're moving up last year 3.8%, 3.4%.
Gotcha.
So it's a great way if you've got money in stocks and you got money in real estate. This is a great way to hedge and keep things a little bit more stable. If you're a residential contractor or you're a roofing contractor and you really think you want to try flipping houses, go about it the right way, set up an LLC, get your protections in place, and make a plan. Make sure it fits in your financial plan. So again, I'm a great realtor, terrible financial planner. What I am telling you to do is go find a good financial planner and work it all into an all-encompassing plan.
Yeah, that's solid. Yeah, and that's a whole show right there, man. So awesome, great nuggets, and you are a rock star at what you do. So why don't we follow this misconception area and focus in? How much should, if I'm saving up to buy a home, right? How much should I really save up to purchase a home?
That's a great one. So common misconception right now. I love this NerdWallet, great resource. If you don't use Credit Karma, NerdWallet, very similar. But they had a great survey that I read the other day. Home buyers report that 62% of respondents believe that buyers must put at least 20% down in order to purchase their home. Unfortunately, that's not reality. So that's a lot of misinformation out there. The average down payment is 13%.
Interesting.
And that's just the average. It averages out there.
Okay.
On the screen here, I've got a couple. If you want to throw it up on the main screen. On the bottom left there, down payment requirements for different loans. VA loans. If you're a veteran, one of the great benefits you have is a VA loan. It allows you to do 100% financing, 0% down for your down payment.
Wow.
You're still going to have closing costs. I tell people to budget 3% for closing costs.
Gotcha.
But 0% down. Working down the list, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, 3% down. They also allow up to 6% seller concessions towards your closing costs. FHA loans, 3.5% down. Great product for first-time home buyers. Interest rates this week, I think, are 3.75.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
Conventional with a PMI, there are all kinds of conventional products out there for different home purchases, but typically 3, 5, 10, or 20% down. Anything less than 20% will require principal mortgage insurance, so PMI, not very expensive. And then you get to your conventional, which is what your grandfather probably used to buy a house, which is 20% down.
Gotcha.
Or investment property, second homes, 25% down. So if I'm going to help a buyer out there that's watching this show and they're trying to save up money, I would tell them, figure out what loan you're going to go with. If you're a VA buyer, tell them you're going to need 3% closing costs and you always want a rainy day fund. So I say plus 5%. So if you're doing FHA loan with 3.5% down, I'd like you to have 8.5% of the purchase price. You're 3.5% for down payment, 3% for closing costs, and 2% savings. That's a great metric. That's easy for people to target if you're going to set a goal to buy a home this year.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Great info. And still, we're gonna hit this theme: misconceptions. Are you going to ask me a question?
I'm going to ask you.
You told me you were going to throw me.
I'm setting you up. So I like this one. Why do people buy homes? So I've got a list here. You tell me, what do you think your top 2 reasons people would buy a house?
I don't know.
Motivator.
They got married.
They got married. That's a great one. That's on. I'll give you a hint. It's on the list.
Is it?
Married.
Number 1?
No, not number 1. close. And then the other one I get a lot is people think they move for work, which they do. People do move for work, but it's not the top reasons why people actually bought their home.
Enlighten me.
So
Enlighten us.
SunTrust did a great survey here, found that 30% of millennials who bought their home, they were influenced by the need to have space for their dog. Not even their cat. Dog.
Get out of here.
Dog.
That's crazy.
But the top 5, number 1, people wanted more living space, and that was a big reason they bought.
Yep.
So a lot of people either upsizing or getting out of an apartment, buying a home. Number 2 is the opportunity to build equity. Market's going well. If you're renting every day, renting can be a great option for a lot of people that are very transient. They move a lot with their job.
Yep.
But if you're going to stay somewhere for more than 2 years, why not buy a house? You build some equity, and then you either, even if you break even after 2 years, buy the house for X dollars, sell it for X dollars.
Right.
I didn't pay rent for 2 years. If I just broke even, I just saved myself maybe $30,000 in rent that I would have set on fire.
That's a great point.
Number 3, and this is the big surprise one. This is why I love this slide.
Let's hear it.
Pets. People do it for their pets. That's why they buy their house. That's what they consider. 79% of pet-owning home buyers who bought a hot property said they would have passed up on an otherwise perfect home if it didn't meet the need of their pets.
Interesting.
So, people love dogs.
They do.
I watch horror
love
movies
my
all
dog.
the time. I get more upset when the dogs die than the people die. Everybody loves their pets. Number 4 and 5, rounding out, was their children, obviously growing families, and marriage. You got number 5.
Hey,
so not so bad.
I was on the list, man.
You're on the list. You're on the list.
That's awesome. Are you going to keep some questions coming my way? You said you were going to mess with me.
I got another one. I'm enjoying this. We're grilling him.
This is not right.
So I get this one all the time. So you're in Safety Harbor, Florida.
Yes, sir.
It's beautiful here. I love the weather, but we do get storms.
Yep.
Do you know what flood zone you're in?
Flood zone. We're not. We're not.
Oh, you're not?
No, we're in high zone.
Okay, good for you. High zone. Wow.
Like,
all right.
it's like,
What
we
about,
came from California.
We're gonna follow
I don't
this
know.
up.
I think everything's a flood zone. I'm sorry.
And then your evacuation zone.
It's go head
I'm
west.
going to call your wife.
I mean, head east. I'm not going to go west. I'll go in the Gulf.
All right, so we're going to
I don't know. Help me out.
This slide on the screen. John, throw this up top for me. Evacuation zone versus flood zone. It's a very common misconception. All the time I get people, they're like, oh, I'm in flood zone B. And I always hesitate. I'm like, are you sure you're in flood zone B?
I don't know.
Because there's not very much flood zone B. Let's separate the two here. We're going to go in order.
All right,
so
please.
We're going to start on the left. Evacuation zone. This is set by, this is an example I pulled from Hillsborough County, but they basically go A all the way through E. You're probably never going to see E because it's undesignated, but it's for storms. So let's say a storm comes in. Your evacuation zone is, if you're A, you're getting out of here right away. We know a hurricane's coming. Evacuation zone B, if we think a big storage surge is coming, you're probably leaving. Evacuation zone C, it would take a whole lot, like a Category 5's coming in the bay, probably going to go. If you're evacuation D or E, you're probably not leaving if Godzilla is walking on land.
Gotcha.
You're probably going to stay in your house. But now you go to the other side, flood zone is totally different. This falls under FEMA guidelines. This is your flood risk based on floodplains. So you're going to see flood zone A. You're going to see flood zone AE with a BFE, a base flood elevation next to it. And that's where you're required to have home flood insurance. So if you're in flood zone A, you're in flood zone V, or you're in flood zone X, your mortgage lender is going to require you to have flood insurance. If you're in flood zone X500 or X, you do not have to have flood insurance. So just to make that clear, I think I stumbled through that. So flood zone, anything that starts with an A, you have to have flood insurance. Flood zone V is high velocity, you have to have flood insurance.
High velocity.
So A or V, you're getting flood insurance. If you're an X or X500, no flood insurance for you. Not so bad.
How do you even find this out?
So this is all on the Hillsborough County Property Appraiser site. It's on the FEMA link, and the website I like to send people to is called floodsmart.gov. It's a great place to pull up your property. They'll tell you about your risks, where your flood zones is, where the flood map is, and where the map changes are coming. We're in Florida. Storms come. Floods happen. You need to be prepared for it and be educated in your purchase. I always like my buyers to know what they're buying before they get into the home, rather than 2 years later they get flooded out and they don't like me anymore.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I'm going to throw you a question. Right? Or actually, I'm going to throw out a request. This is awesome stuff, and I think we had some more things to go, but we're running out of time. Would you be kind enough to come back next week?
I would love to join you next week, John.
So we got 30 seconds. We got 30 seconds. Let's close out, Suncoast NPI. What do you want to close out with today?
My closeout today is just thank you again for the opportunity. I love being here. I enjoy it. We have a good time here. This guy, too much coffee in the mornings. But I love it. It's a great opportunity to reach out, to meet people, to share information, and it's really a good time.
And we got to go. Suncoast NPI. We'll be back next week.